Hi, we are here with Morgan today, and we are going to talk about sports, and one in particular, um, volleyball. So, what was it that first drew you to volleyball?
It's actually a funny story. I had never played volleyball in my entire life. I have never picked up a volleyball before high school. I had just moved from Miami to Texas, and my mom, I was kind of in that kind of like awkward stage because I was 14. I had just moved, and like all my friends were back home, and I was just like angry. And my mom, I guess, my coach had called all the girls' moms and stuff in our school, and she said that there was going to be volleyball tryouts. And if I wanted to try out. And my mom said yes for me. Didn't talk to me about it, didn't say anything. She came into my room and she was like, "You're doing volleyball." I was like, "What?" I was like, "No, I don't want to play. I don't want to do this sport. It's stupid." And she was like, "You're going to meet people. You're going to play. Even if you play just this year, you don't have to play the next year. You don't have to play through your high school. Just play this year. Meet people, have fun, get to know everyone." And so then I went into the tryouts and I started playing, and I picked it up incredibly fast, to be honest. I think it had to do a lot because I played tennis. So, like, they're kind of like the same motions, like when you're serving and spiking. So, those were like my strong points. And I just picked it up really fast. And my coach asked me how long I had been playing, and she couldn't believe that I had never played volleyball before in my life. And I picked it up really fast. I had so much fun, and I played all 4 years. That's how I got started.
Awesome. And so, whenever you played volleyball, was there anything else that you were like really driven to before playing volleyball? Like you said, you played tennis, but was that like were you really into tennis?
I don't think I played sports when I was younger, but I just never found anything that I loved. And I played tennis for a while. I played tennis for about 7 years. And it was just because my parents and my grandma wanted me to, because they didn't want me to be home all the time. So it was kind of just more like me getting out and exercising. But I think in the long run, I think I was meant to play volleyball. And I think tennis was just helping me get there and like showing me the skills that I needed to go into volleyball. But I never really liked anything else. I mean, I liked tennis, but it wasn't for me.
How did you feel when you were on the court? And how did you feel?
Um, on the court and off the court were two completely different feelings. On the court, I felt like I was on top of the world and that I could do no wrong, and even if I messed up, I would correct it by getting a point. I felt like it was just me in the court, and if I was struggling that day, or I was mad or angry or sad, disappointed, whatever my feeling was that day, I could just take it out on the court, and I could do no wrong on that court. And I felt like the world just slipped away, and it was just me and that court that was there, and the other team. And I felt like if I had to run around the whole court by myself to get all those points, then I would.
And did you have anyone to support you during your volleyball career?
I had my mom was my biggest supporter. She came to every game, and even if she couldn't, she would talk to me and pep me up before my games. Um, my stepdad was also a really big supporter of me. He he would come to most of my games with my mom, and if it was an away game and we weren't driving as a team, he would take me. Um, my dad, actually, he wanted me to play college ball. My dad was a big sports fan when he was younger. He played football. So for me to play a sport, he loved it. And he was like, you gotta concentrate, you gotta fight for it, you gotta have the eye of the tiger to win what you want to win. And he was like, if you want to go to college, you have to take the steps before it. And he really helped me. And my little sister was like our little cheerleader on the team. She would, anytime I would go up to serve, the whole gym would be silent and quiet. And then all of a sudden you would hear Jordan screaming, "Go, Momo!" And she would like stand up and jump up and down, and my mom would have to hold her. And it was funny because everyone, even like the teammates, my coaches, the people on the bench, any other team would just start laughing. They would just crack up because she had this little thing about this tall, screaming, jumping up and down, waving her arms, going, "Go, Momo!"
And you know how everybody has strengths and weaknesses in the sports that they do or anything that they do. What would you say that your strengths and weaknesses were with volleyball?
My strengths were definitely hitting and serving because just like I really think those were my strong points because I played tennis before and I played for so long that those hand motions just came naturally to me. It wasn't like I had to learn how to do it. It was I had to learn how to adjust my hands to make it right. Like in tennis, you just hit like this. In volleyball, you have to snap your wrist. So it's not like a straight forward motion. So I mean, that was my strong points in volleyball. That's where I did my best. That's where I got most of my points. I really think I struggled with setting because I couldn't set. Setting is when you like it's like a diamond and you have to set it up for the hitters. I couldn't get it high enough to where it had to be because it has to be a certain height so it can come down and they can go up and hit. And digging. I mean, I was good at it, but it wasn't. Digging was like where you get down and the ball can be like right here and you bump it up. And I mean, it was kind of a medium in digging. It wasn't like my strong point, but it wasn't a total weakness. But I just overcame my weaknesses by trying and practicing a lot harder. And they're still my weaknesses, but I've gotten so much better with setting and so much better with digging. And another weakness would be my blocking, but towards the end, I really picked up on blocking. So it was a lot of fun when me and my teammate would go up for a block and we blocked it. It was a really good feeling.
And what was the greatest moment that you had in volleyball? Like, was it a specific like game? Was it a out of town game? Because I know when I swam, I used to love going out of town and swimming. I have actually two, but one of them was just, it was not bizarre, but it was a lot of fun. I actually, one day I was sick, and my coach was like, "I need you, you can't go home, you need to play volleyball." So she took me out of my afternoon classes, and I had like 4, and she took me out of them and made me sleep and drink orange juice that whole time. And I slept on the ride there. I just slept till we had to play. And I served almost a straight game. Sick. And it was 25 points, and I got to 24 points. In volleyball, don't you rotate?
Mm-hmm.
So every other person serves too, right?
Every person will get to serve, but on that particular day when I went up to serve, I served a full straight game.
Okay.
But another accomplishment or greatest moment I had was my senior year. My senior year, I was out for 6 weeks because I was injured on our first district game. And so when I came back, when I was cleared with the doctors and I was cleared to play again, my coach was really scared to put me in because she didn't want me to get hurt again. And I told her, I was like, "Coach, I'm ready. I can do it." And she was like, "No, I'm not going to put you in And my assistant coach looked at her and was like, she's ready. She's been busting her ass in practice. She's been busting her butt to get you to let her play. You need to let her play. And so I went in and I was nervous that I was going to mess up. I was nervous that I wasn't going to be able to do anything. And one of the girls went up for a hit and I blocked it, and the sound that echoed through the state, like through the gym, was just this loud slapping noise, and it just went straight behind her. And then you just see all these girls diving to go get it, and they come up short. And then you just see my coach jump in the air, and she's pregnant. And she just jumps in the air, and my other coach throws her clipboard on the ground and starts screaming. And because at that point we won the game, all 4 games.
That's awesome. And your very last game of volleyball in high school, how did you deal with all your emotions at home because you were done with the sport?
My very last game, I think I put my heart and soul into that game. It was really hard for the seniors on that team to cope with it, and cope with it being our last game that we're ever going to play in high school. It was really sad because at that moment of the game actually being over, our coaches just came up to us and just gave us a hug, and we all just, it was a touching moment because we all just started crying. And it was just like we grew up with our coach, and she taught us so much. So it was really, really, really hard in the beginning to get over it, and my life just revolved around volleyball. I woke up in the morning, I did school, I had practice, we had games. Did that all over again. And we practiced till like 6 o'clock at night after game, like after school. So I would come home, do homework, go to sleep, wake up, school, volleyball. And it was just like that for the whole season. And it was like that for all 4 years of high school. And to just like not have that anymore, it was really hard to rebuild my life around it, around not having it. Because I was so used to having that outlet. If I was upset, I could go there and I could hit the balls and I could serve and I could do whatever in practice and just get my frustration out, get my anger. If I was happy, I played volleyball. Even if I was in a great mood, I would always play. And just being able to have that competition in my life with volleyball, and then have it taken away was really hard to cope with.
Would you say that volleyball taught you anything outside of being on the court and like your home life?
Yeah. It helped me at first become a lot more patient because I'm a very impatient person and I'm still kind of learning. But it taught me that you need to be a lot more patient with people because people aren't going to pick up things as quickly as you did. They're going to struggle, they're going to give up, and you just have to push them hard enough to not give up, want to be better. Show them different techniques on how to do something. If they're doing it wrong one way, then you have to help them figure out how they can do it and what suits them. Volleyball also taught me that in life, everything goes on. Like, you have to keep striving for what you want. You have to overcome your fears. You have to... Nothing comes easy. You have to fight for what you want. You have to fall down, but you get right back up. You have to fight. Never give up. Because if you give up, then what's life? If you give up, it's nothing. But just like the game goes on. So does life. So you just have to push through, fight for everything you've got, and if you want something, go for it. Don't give up because you don't think you can get it.
Okay, well, I would like to thank you for talking to us today about this sport and your experiences with it. So thank you.
You're welcome.